Hey there, Yoga with Ben gang. Welcome to your vinyasa flow. We're going to start in a standing position at the top of our mat. Go ahead and bring your feet hips width apart, grounding them into the mat. Then go ahead and peel your toes off the mat and then place them back down. Think about your hips going up towards your rib cage, and let's roll the shoulder heads up and then take them down into the back. Do that two times. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhale, slide them back down. Last one here, bring them up, get them really high around the ears, and then as you exhale, place them down. Let's bring the hands together at the heart and close your eyes. Just allow yourself a moment just to breathe. Just become aware of the space around you. And then become aware of the space inside you. Notice the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe. Let it be as easy as it can be. Letting go of all the thoughts, all the judgments. Just tune into your body. Take one more deep breath in. Opening your eyes, inhale, take the fingers all the way up, full body stretch. Go ahead and grab your left wrist with your right hand and slide over to the right. Side bend stretch. Another breath in, back through center, and then switch the grip. Take your left hand to your right wrist and side bend over to the left. Back through center, reach up, and then take the hands behind your tailbone, interlace them. Press the knuckles down, lift the chest up, just open. And then as you exhale, fold over, keeping the bind here. Let's bend our right knee, take your right shoulder over to it, and then press your knuckles back. Back through center. And then over to the other side, left shoulder to your left knee. Keep a nice bend in the knees, back through center. Let the head hang heavy. You can release the bind to your hips. And then the hands all the way down to the mat. And then toe heel your feet together. And bend your knees, come into your chair pose. Weight into the heels, lift the upper body up. Just take a moment here again, just maybe lift the toes up away from the mat, rock the heels back, and then let the toes go down to the mat. Squeeze your knees, find your thighs, lifting the tailbone down, draw the core tight, and sink down 1 more inch. Bring the hands together at the heart, press the thumbs in. Pull your elbows back, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, twist, left elbow hooks across your right knee. Look at your knees, make sure they're in the same line. And then press the elbow in and start to rotate your top shoulder up. Trying to stack your shoulders. See if you can sink down a little deeper. Pressing into the grip. 1 more deep breath in. And then squeeze the knees, come back up to your chair pose. Arms might come up, they might stay at heart center. And then bring the hands back to your heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist to the other side. Right elbow hooks to the outside of your left knee. Again, make sure your right knee isn't surfing forward here. Try to sink the hips. Stack your shoulders. Take 1 more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, fold, release it. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. And then exhale and fold. Now let's root and rise. Take it all the way up, look up, full body stretch. And then bring the hands through the heart as you fold back down. Look forward, find length. Exhale, step back, find your plank pose. And then really tune into your high plank here. Maybe walk the toes back a little bit more. Roll your inner thighs up. Draw the core in tight. And then see if you can press into your hands. Pull your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears. Just breathe. Take a deep breath in. Take a long sigh out. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, shift forward. Come down to your knees. Bend your elbows, come down to a low push-up. Elbows right by your ribs. And then press in the hands, come back up. 2 more times. Inhale, go down low. Exhale, come back high. 1 more, bring it down low. Bring it back up and pause. Straighten the legs. And then slowly come all the way down to your mat. 4. There's your 3. 2. And come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Press the legs down. Let the pelvis be heavy. Draw your belly tight. And then lift the upper body up off the mat. Come into a baby back bend. Pull your elbows back. Send your chest wall forward. And then with control, slowly bring yourself all the way back down. Do that again. Inhale, lift up. Hands can stay right up onto your shoulders or they can lift off the mat. And then exhale, take it down. And then let's take our hands a little bit wider and come up onto spider fingers. And lift up a little more. Still in your baby cobra. Take your right shoulder, drop it over towards your mat, look over to your left. And then come back up through center, and dip the left shoulder. Bring it all the way back up, pause. And then straighten the arms to the extent that you can. Could be a lot, could be a little here. 1 more deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold back down. Walk the hands in and take your hips back to your heels. Come into your child's pose. Notice if the knees together feels better onto your hips. Then just soften. See if you can find one place right now that you can breathe into it and relax. Take 1 more deep breath here. And then rise back up, come to tabletop. We'll move right into threading the needle. So right arm can extend up to the ceiling and then thread the arm underneath you. Come onto your shoulder. You can hold on to that right hand, pull the bottom shoulder a little deeper with the left. You can walk the hand out. Breathing into this shoulder stretch here. Take 1 more deep breath in. And then let's unwind. Plant the left hand. Take the right arm back up. Right arm comes down. And then move over to the other side. Left arm extends up. And thread it under. Check in and see what's here on this side. Where do you want to go with it? Breathe into it. Take a deep breath in. Take a long sigh out. And then we'll plant the right hand, take the left hand up to the sky, and then we'll come into tabletop. You can start to move through some cat-cows here, dropping the belly, lifting the head, coming into cow. And then reversing that motion, coming into cat. Moving through your cow. Take a few rounds of these here. And then you might check your wrist joints. Might shake the hips. Adding in any movements that feel good here in your tabletop. And then we'll come back to our tabletop and turn the toes over, press into them, and hover your knees 2 inches up off the mat. Breathing here. Feeling your core light up. And then straighten the legs, take the hips up. Find your down dog. You can pedal it out, shake the hips, turn the toes over. Just take an inhale and an exhale. From here, we'll take the right leg up towards the sky, nice and straight and strong up through that leg. Press through your heel. Try to lengthen as much as you can. And then bend the knees, stacking the hips up and over. Just trying to take that right hip over the left as much as you can. Press into your hands, press the chest wall back towards your thigh. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, we'll take that toe forward, low lunge, tented fingers. From here, 3 times, inhale, straightening through that front leg. You round through the spine. You can always come up on that front heel if you'd like a little extra. And then exhale, bending back into that knee, coming into the lunge. Pull the shoulders back, really strong through that back leg. Inhale, straight and round it. If you want to use blocks, another prop that works for you here, go ahead. Coming forward into the lunge on your exhale, strong back leg. One more time, inhale, straight and round it. Exhale, deepening into that lunge. Good, we're going to step forward, find your forward fold. Lifting halfway, flat back. Folding deeply. Big reach, big rise, all the way up. And then melt back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding deeply. Let's step the right foot back, low lunge, tented fingers. Right hand is down as the left hand comes up towards the sky, trying to stack the shoulders as much as you can, low twist here. Use your left shoulder blade to pull back. Strong through that back leg. And then taking this hand down, plant the hand, stepping back to your high plank. Pause here. Press the earth away, get really strong in the hands, nice and wide through the fingers. You can take the knees if you need a modification. We'll come down halfway, low plank. This time, upward facing, straighten all the way up through the arms as you pull the shoulders back. And then tuck the toes, down dog, lifting up through the hips. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. This time, the left leg coming up towards the sky, nice and strong, pressing out through the heel, press through, and then bend the knees, stack the hips. Trying to take that left hip over the right hip as much as you can, equal weight in the hands here. If you feel like all of your weight is coming into one hand versus the other, press into both. And then swing that leg forward, low lunge, tented fingers. 3 times, we'll straighten that front leg. And then exhale, sink deeper. Strong back leg. Inhale, straight and round. Exhale, deepen into the lunge. One more time. Exhale, straighten the leg. Exhaling, deepening the lunge. Step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Fold deeply. Big reach, big rise, all the way up. And then all the way down. Halfway lifting. Good. Plant the hands, step the left foot back, low lunge, tented fingers. Left hand is down as the right hand is pressing up towards the sky. Using that right shoulder to press up, reach up. And then take the hand down, frame the front foot. Stepping back through your flow, high to low. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And an exhale. Good. Feet coming towards the hands. However you want to get them there. Big steps, hops, whatever. Halfway lift. Fold. Good. Big reach, big rise, all the way up. And you melt all the way down. Halfway lifting. And then moving through your flow. Stepping back, high to low. Upward facing, down dog. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Feet to hands. Halfway lift, fold. Big reach, big rise. And then melt back down. Halfway lift. And you go, you flow, moving through. Upward facing, down dog, inhale. Exhale. Take your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. Root to rise. And melt back down. Halfway lift. And flow. From your down dog, inhale. Exhale. Take your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Root to rise, arms to the sky. And melt back down. Halfway lift. And you flow. Let's go one more here. Inhale. Exhale. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Root to rise. And fold back down. Halfway. And you go, you flow. Meeting back in our down dog. Take a deep breath in. And a long sigh out. Alright, let's lift our right leg back up. Flex your foot. Really press your heel away from your shoulders. Feel that length. And take the leg long. Shift forward into three-legged plank. Pause. Press out of the heel. Go back to three-legged dog. Do that again. Inhale, forward three-legged plank. Back to three-legged dog. One more time. Bring it forward. Three-legged plank. Pause. Back to three-legged dog. Step forward. Warrior one. Bring the foot down. Walk the back heel out. And then lift the upper body up. Hands right onto the hips. And square your hips off here. Bring the right hip or the left hip forward. Right hip back. And then really kind of tuck your tailbone. Press into the back heel. Try to work your right thigh a little more parallel, sending the right knee forward. Take the arms up. Let's interlace them. Send your pointer fingers up. Squeeze your biceps by your ears. Draw your ribcage tight. And then sink down an inch into your front knee. Just start to lift the heart up a little bit more. Go down a little deeper. And then lift the heart up a little higher. One more time, go down low. Lift the heart up high. Start to look up, stretch, full expression. And then bring the hands to the heart and down to the earth. And we'll flow. High to low push-up. Upward facing. And bring it back to your downward facing. Find your breath. Relax your jaw. Left leg lifts. Flexing the heel away from your shoulder. Get the leg really nice and strong. And then shift forward, three-legged plank. Pause. Back up to three-legged dog. Forward to three-legged plank. Back up to three-legged dog. One more, bring it forward, hold it here, and then take it back. This time, step forward, warrior one, plant your foot. Rise up. Hands onto your hips. Square your hips, see if you need to step one foot a little bit further out than the other. Arms up when you're ready. Interlace them. Point your fingers lengthened. Squeeze your biceps by your ears. And then see if you can sink down one more inch into the front knee. Lift the ribs. Go down a little deeper. We're not going into the low back here, just lifting up into the upper body. One more. Take it down low. Look up. Open up. Stretch through the core. And then take the hands down. And you flow high to low. Upward facing. Bring it back, downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Take a long sigh out. Good. Right leg lifted up. Flex the heel away from the shoulder. And then shift forward. Draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Take the leg back up. And then step forward, warrior one. Bring the foot down. Lift the upper body up. Check your hips. Trying to square your pelvis. Lift the elbows up. Line them. Point your fingers up. Squeeze your biceps by your triceps. Take a deep breath in. And then take a long sigh out. Sink down a little deeper. Lift the heart up a little higher. And then we'll open up warrior two. Expand it. Square off your pelvis. Heel to arch alignment here. Think about dissecting your front here with your back arch. And then we'll take the arms out to a T when you're ready. Deep bend into that right knee. Sending it forward. Pull your hips away. Gaze is past that front hand. And then look at your backhand. Make sure it's in line with your shoulder. And then sink down one more inch. From here, we'll flip the top hand in reverse. Bring it up, bring it over, stretch it out. I like to take my hand right behind my head. Press the elbow back. You can do that, or you can stay where you are. Take one more deep breath in. And then from here, front elbow down to your front knee. Find your extended side angle. Rotate the right side of your rib cage towards the wall. Left arm comes up and over. Reach long out of it. Try not to sink down into your right hip, but lift up away from it. And then flip your top hand up so your palm is reaching to the sky and reach out of your back pinky finger. Take one more deep breath in. And then come back up to your warrior two. Land it. And then cartwheel the hands down. Come to your lunge untented fingers. Let's plant the left hand and take the right arm up to the sky. Instead of sinking down in, lift up away from the earth. Pull the right hip back a little more. One more deep breath in, and then weight into your left hand. We're going to step back to side plank. Coming onto the knife's edge side of your left foot, stacking the right foot over the left here. Stacking your hips. Pull up through your hips. And then right arm goes to the sky when you're ready. You can always take the back knee down. You can take the top leg up if you want more. And then top foot comes up. Bring it behind. Open up into wild child if you want. One more breath. And then we'll take it down to the mat and flow. High to low. Upward facing. Then send it back to your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Alright, left leg, lift it up. Flex your foot away from your shoulder. And then shift forward, elbow to knee. Take the leg back out. And then step forward, warrior one. Give your pelvis space, lift up, tune in. Arms up when you're ready. Pull your left hip back and settle down into it. Lift the heart up a little higher, get more space. And then we'll open up to our warrior two. Sink down. Find your heel to arch alignment. Look where you are. Be present. Knee might go a little more forward. Might press the knee away from the hip. Looking at your backhand, making sure it's in line with the shoulders. And then we'll flip and reverse. Again, you can grab for the back of your head with that top hand. Find a little more shoulder stretch. Lift up. And then come down, extended side angle. Rotate the ribs under. Back arm up. Find the stretch. And then maybe flip. Extend here. Come back up. Find your warrior two. Flip and reverse. And then cartwheel it down. Lunge untented. Press into your right hand. And then open up. Find your low twisting lunge. Lift the pelvis up high. Reach up. Keep pulling that left hip back. One more breath here and then side plank. Lean into the right. Take the left foot to meet the right. Left arm to the sky. And then take that top leg up. Come back, find your wild child. Stretch it out. And then come back. High to low. Flow. Upward facing. Find your down dog. Let's take a deep inhale. And an exhale. Take your feet to your hands. Halfway lifting. Fold deeply. Toes come together, sip deep to rise. Come back into chair pose, squeezing everything in together nice and tight. Pull the shoulders away from the ears as you come in here. Take the hands together, heart center. We're going to shift the weight into the toes as you come into toe stand. Heels come up off the mat. Keeping the ankles pressing together. Still bending in the knees. Come right up on top of the toes. Pull the shoulders back, opening up through the chest. And then you come up a little higher on the toes. Lift the heels up a little higher. Squeeze here. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. Drop the heels down as you fold forward. Lifting halfway. Then plant the hands and flow. High to low plank. Moving through your back bend, down dog. Right leg rises. Coming in, nose to knee, hover hold. Send it up. Let's step forward to warrior one. Planting that back heel down. Right hip pulls back a little bit here. And then let's take the hands together and drop them behind the head so the elbows are up towards the sky. Hands are interlaced. You're opening wide through the chest. You might take a little bit of a back bend here as you open. And then with the exhale, you take it all the way down. You flow, you go. Left leg coming up towards the sky. Knee to nose, hover, hold, squeeze, send it up. Good. Stepping forward, warrior one. Coming in, coming up. The left hip pulls back a little bit. Take the hands together, drop them behind your head as you open broad through the chest. Inhale. Exhale, we'll take it all the way down to the earth as you flow. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hips. If you want to flip that dog, go ahead and flip. Both feet are facing towards the back of the room. The pelvis is pressing up, the head is dropping back, reaching long through the fingertips. Go up a little higher. And then come back, three-legged dog. We'll take this into a fallen triangle. So the right foot crosses underneath your torso, extends long, the back foot coming down to the razor edge of the mat. Left hand is reaching up to the sky as the pelvis presses up, reaching. And then come back around, three-legged dog. Let's step forward, low lunge, tented fingers. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Left hand is down, right hand is reaching. We're going to take this to an open high twist. So like someone's pulling on your right hand, you lift up, right hand is back, left hand is forward. Reaching the chest wall over to the right side, and then right hand comes to the back legs. You reach up through the left, find your exalted warrior. Take this into a twist. Left elbow comes across the knee, high twisting lunge. Hands come to heart center. You can always come back down to that left knee if you want. Use the right shoulder to pull back more. Maybe if you want to open up through the wingspan, go for it. Alright, let's come back to high lunge. Pressing into the feet, find it. And then we'll take it down to the mat as you flow. Upward facing to your downward facing. Alright, let's take the left leg up to the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hips. If you want to flip that dog, go ahead and flip. Both feet facing towards the back of the room as the pelvis presses up as you reach. Long through the fingertips, let the head drop. And then coming back around, three-legged dog as you find it. Bring that leg forward, fallen triangle, coming down to the back razor edge of the foot as the right hand is pressing up, pelvis up to the sky. And then we come back, three-legged dog. Stepping forward, low lunge, tented fingers. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Right hand is down, left hand is reaching up towards the sky. Really strong in the legs here. Strong in the core. And then open twist. Come on up. Right arm is forward, left arm is back. And then the back hand comes to the back leg as you reach up and over, exalted warrior. Into the twist. Right elbow hooks across the left knee, high twisting lunge. If it's not going to make it over the knee, you can use your hand. You can drop that back knee down again. Lots of modifications here. Alright, let's come back. High crescent lunge. And then come all the way down. As you flow, you go. All right, deep breath in from your down dog. Long sigh out. Look forward. Let's step or jump up to your hands. Lift halfway, and then fold down low. Bend the knees, come back to your chair pose. Bring the hands together at the heart. Press into your toes, lift the heels up. Back into your toe stand. And let's slowly go down. Try to keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Bring the hips to the heels, squeeze your inner thighs. When you get down there, send your knees forward. And then pull your hips away from your thighs, still on your toes here. Squeeze your ankles, knees out, east to west. Take your elbows down. See if you can keep your hands away from your earth for as long as you can. Breathe into it. And then hands down, we're going to come into our crow pose. So lift the hips up, bring the knees up into the upper triceps. And then you might take one foot or both feet up off the mat. Find your crow. One more deep breath. Lift the hips up a little higher. And then let's jump back through your flow. Come back, find your dog. Take a deep breath in. And a long sigh out. Good, right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Flip your dog over. Step in, lift up, expand. Good, back, three-legged dog. All right, back to fallen triangle. Take the right leg, bring it under. Open up, stretch up. Come back, three-legged dog. Send it out. Step forward, lunge on tented. Settle into your twist. Left hand is down, right arm is up. Open air twist, lift up, left arm forward, right arm back. Find your exalted warrior. And then come down into your twist. Elbow under your knee. Rotate open. One more deep breath in. Come up, find your lunge. And then we'll open up into warrior two into the back of our mat. So rotate around. Send it down low. Take your left knee this time. Deep bend into it, warrior two. And then flip in reverse, bring it up and over, stretch it up. Half moon pose. Grab your block. And then work into your half moon here. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Send your chest forward. Lift up away from the mat. Strong and straight out through that back leg. And then maybe bend the top leg and grab onto it and find a bind. If you do that, keep opening up. Expanding. Be here for 4. There's your 3. Take one more deep breath in. Release the bind if you have it. And then let's come back down to warrior 2. From here, flip and reverse. Straighten that front leg. And we'll come into triangle. Send the hips back. Heart forward. And then rotate again. See if you can find any more space into that top shoulder. Trying not to crunch down. One more deep breath in. And then soften the front knee. Come back into your warrior 2. Straighten both legs. Take the arms up. Touch your palms. And then bring your hands out of your hips. Turn your toes in. Make sure your toes are on the inside of your ankles. Pressing down into it. Lift the chest up. And then let's fold down in for a wide-legged forward fold. Take your hands to the mat. You can walk them over to one foot and then the other. Might walk your hands underneath you. Lots of variations here. Wherever you are, just breathe into the sensations. Find a nice stretch. If you want to take an inversion here, go for it. Tripod headstand. You can stay right where you are. Take one more deep breath in. And then come up halfway. Let's take a little twist. So take one hand over to one, or take your right hand down. And then we'll take our left arm up to the sky. Find this twist here. And then come back in through center. And over to the other side. Find that twist. Come back into center. And then we're going to pivot to face the front of your mat. Come into a lunge untented. And then bring your left knee down to the mat. And straighten the front foot. Come into half splits. Or the front leg, excuse me. You can use props here. Take one more deep breath in. Then we're going to keep the right leg exactly where it is and walk your hands over to the left side. Just feel a different stretch here through that right hamstring. Pull your right hip back. Take one more deep breath in. And then walk your hands back. And go ahead and bend into that front knee. Keeping the back knee on the ground. Let your hips sink low. You want to make sure that you're stacking your knee over the ankle here. And then walk the hands up to the front knee. Press the knee forward. And just pull that hip back. And then we'll take the right hand down to the inside of our front foot. Take the left hand up. You can use a block here for sure. Feel this in your psoas. Feel this in your hips. And then both hands down. Come off of your back knee. Set your gaze forward. Come into supported warrior 3. Flex out of that back foot. Hands are still on the mat. And then press into that right big toe. Bring your left hand up onto your hip. And then bring your right hand up onto your hip. Pull the elbows back. Send the chest wall forward. Now see if you can do this without bending your left leg. Kind of just sweep the leg through and forward. And bring your heel in line with your hip. And then do 3 little kicks up. There's 1. Go up 2. Last 1. And then you're going to bend your left knee and bring your left ankle over top of your right. Come into a figure 4 here. Whatever variation works for you here. Hands can be at heart center. Hands can be on the mat here for deeper stretch. Take one more deep breath in. And then rise up and draw your left knee right into your chest. Flex the foot. Grab your knee. Breathe into it. Good. Hands to your heart. And then kick your left heel back behind you. Warrior 3. Slowly come down, standing splits. Hands down, head down, get heavy. And just stay here. Good, take one more deep breath in. And then let's take a sciatica nerve stretch. So wrap your right leg around your left. Pinky toes touch. Send your hips back. Remember to pull your right hip back just a little smidge here. And then plant into your feet. Plant your hands. Bring your weight into your right foot. Step back into your lunge on tented fingers. Let your hips sink a little lower down into this. One more, gaze forward. And then step back to plank. Low push up. Upward facing dog. And then take it back to your downward facing dog. Paddle it out. Alright, let's see if we can remember the left side. Left leg. Take it up. Bend the knee. Open your hips. Flip your dog. Take the foot down. Lift the chest up. Touch it here. And then bring it back. Three-legged dog. Bring the left leg under, fall in triangle, expand. And then bring it back, three-legged dog. Good, step forward, lunge on tented. And then twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Rise up into your open twist, right arm forward, left arm back, reach long. And then find your exalted warrior. Backhand reaches down to your back thigh. Come down into your twist. One more breath. Come up, touch your crescent lunge. And then open up Warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Deep bend into your right knee. Take a moment to set it up. Find your alignment. Flip in reverse. All the way up. And then come into your half moon pose on your right side. Lifting up off. Front leg is nice and straight. Lifted leg is reaching up. Stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders, and then you might bind. You can take your back hand, reach onto that back heel. And then slowly release. Let's come down to our Warrior 2. Flip and reverse. Straighten that front leg. And then we'll come down into our Trikonasana triangle pose. Roll open. Good. Soften back in. Come back up to your Warrior 2. Straighten both legs. Arms come up. Toes turn in. We're going to work our way into another forward fold. You can take a bind here if you want, or you can just take another regular forward fold. If you want to take an inversion in this round, go for it. I'm going to take a tripod headstand here. You can just stay with the forward fold if you want. If you're coming into an inversion, a few breaths here. Reaching up. One more deep breath in. And then releasing the bind, coming out of the inversion if you were there. And then just roll the shoulders here, rolling them one way and then the other. Breathing here. And then let's go into Skandasana on the right side here. Trying to stay on that heel if you can. Lift up and open. Hands might come together at the heart. You want to make sure you don't sink down into your right hip flexor. Good. And then hands down. Come over to the other side. Skandasana to the left. Deep stretch here. Now, hands come down. Pivot to the front of the mat. And come down onto your right knee. Extend the left leg. Come into your half splits. You want to press into your heel. Pull your toe forward. And then we're going to keep that left leg where it is. Walk your hands over to the right side. You don't have to go very far for some of us to feel that nice stretch. Just pulling that left hip back just a smidgen. Come back into your half splits. And then bend into your front knee. Walk your hands up to the thigh and sink down into the hips. You can press your knee forward, pull your left hip back, draw your rib cage tight. And then left hand comes down to the inside of your left foot or a block. Pull your left hip back, and then right arm goes up to the sky. Try to get your hips nice and even here. And then bring the hand down. Come off your back knee, set your gaze forward. Supported warrior 3. So crawl the hands forward, left legs or right legs pressed out and back. Actively in the back leg. And then walk one hand up to your hip and then the other hand up to your hip. Press your hips back to lift your chest forward. Good. Really engage into both legs. And then see if you can just keep your right leg long. And lift up with the left leg. Sweep up with the right. And then 3 kicks up. There's 1. There's 2. Last one. Right knee comes back into the chest. Grab onto it. And then take that right ankle up and over your left thigh. Come into your figure 4 pose. Hands can come to heart center. Sinking down as much as you need to feel that stretch in the outside of your hip. Take one more deep breath in. And then we're going to slowly rise up. As you do so, draw your right knee into your hands. That'll help you pull your right hip down to your heel. And then the hands come together at the heart. Flex your right foot. Kick back. Find your airplane. Slowly as you can. Imagine taking your back toe down to the earth. And then go down. Find your standing splits. Hands come down to the mat when you need them. Head is heavy. One more deep breath in, and then we'll take that sciatica nerve stretch. Bring your right foot, wrap it around the back of your left, pinky toes touch. Softening the left knee, pulling the left hip back. One more deep breath in. Plant your hands, weight into your left foot. Bend your left knee. Send your right foot back. Send your left foot back. Come into your high plank. And then take a flow. And then we'll find our downward facing dog. Pressing the earth away, fingers wide, pressing up through the heels. Coming through your high plank. Look down right underneath your hands. Think about taking the top of the head forward. We're going to lower nice and slow to the count of 4. There's 3. There's 2. On 1, you come all the way down. Cheek turns to one side here. You can take the arms long at the sides here. We're going to start with locust pose. So if you like to interlace your hands, you can interlace your hands here. You can have your arms straight out to the back of the room if you like that better. And then 3, 2, 1, we're going to lift up off through the upper body. Use your hands to press towards the back of the room. Pull the shoulders into the back as you pinch them together. Maybe one foot comes up, maybe both feet come up. Keep the inner thighs active, reach long through the toes. Maybe you come up a little higher. For 3, there's 2. On 1, come down. Maybe you turn the cheek to the other side and shake it out a little bit. Take the hips side to side. We're going to go one more round here. So if you like floor bow, grab onto the feet, the ankles, whatever. If you like locust, go there. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Come up. Go up a little higher. Get energized through the fingertips. Energized through the toes. If you're in that floor bow, use your feet to kick up a little higher. Open up through the chest a little bit more. And then exhaling as you come down. This time, bend the knees. Kick right and kick left. Do a little shimmy in the hips. And then let everything drop down. Let's take the hands up by the shoulders, coming into an upward facing dog here. So nice straight arms, shoulders back. And then from there, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Let's take the right leg up towards the sky. And we're going to come into your version of half pigeon here. If you're modifying on your back, great. Come down, taking that figure 4. If you are coming down here and making sure that your weight isn't all the way over on your right, you're nice and centered. You might be all the way up in the arms. You might come down, elbows down. This is a really great position to just let go, release any stress, any tension. Speaking of stress and tension, guys, this pigeon pose is once again brought to you by your CBD store in Ithaca. As we're just saying, lots of tension, lots of stress. There's a virus going around, okay? You know what you guys need? You need some CBD tincture oil from your CBD store in Ithaca. It's going to relieve that stress. It's going to relieve that tension. It's going to relieve that inflammation. It might even be a coronavirus vaccine. I don't know, okay? I didn't say that. They didn't tell me to say that. So we don't know that it's not a coronavirus vaccine. That, you know, I'm a yoga teacher, not a scientist, but just see for yourself. This is all I'm going to say about that. Your CBD store in Ithaca. Go check it out. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. If you would like this little quad stretch here, you can come on up and grab onto the left foot with your right hand. If you want a little extra time in that half pigeon, you can take it. You can pause the video and stay as long as you want. It's a nice little quad stretch. And then we'll come up out of that. Shake the hip, take some hip circles. Just get the blood flowing again in that hip. From your down dog, we will take this into our half pigeon on the left side. So take that left leg up and then bring it forward. Find your half pigeon. Taking a deep breath here in your half pigeon. Noticing any sensations that are coming up, just letting them go. Alright, you can take that little quad stretch if you want it. And then you can come up out of that, take the left leg to the sky, take some hip circles. And then we'll meet in our down dog once again. You can paddle it out, shake the hips. And then from here, we're going to come forward, take the feet to the hands. We're going to take a forward fold here. So take the legs long, nice and straight. Come to have a seat on the mat. From here, we're going to reach towards our right foot, find a wide-legged straddle. Grab onto the right toes with the right hand. And then you can take the left hand up and over, grab onto that right foot as well. Feel that side stretch, feel that lower back stretch. And then go ahead and turn towards the right and fold over that right leg. Let's come into center. Pause here. And then we'll fold forward over both legs. You can grab onto the heels, grab onto the toes, grab onto the shins. Keep pulling the toes up towards your face. Nice flex in both of those feet. And then we'll take the left hand to the left foot, grab onto the toes, take the right hand up and over. Grab onto that left foot with the right hand if you want. And then we'll come over top that left leg, straighten out, and forward fold over it. Alright, coming up, go ahead and take those legs together, shake them out. And then we'll come back onto our back, roll down slowly. Come onto your back. We're gonna do 2 back bends here. Your choice. So maybe plant the feet into the earth, come into a bridge pose. Interlacing the hands underneath your tailbone, shrug the shoulders under. You can come into a wheel if you want here. You can come into a supported bridge. Just closing your practice out with a few back bends here. Pressing up through the hips. And then rolling down nice and easy. You can just let the knees go a little left to right. Windshield wiper. If you're in restorative, you can go where you are. If you want another back bend, you can go up again. Maybe taking wheel this time if you took bridge. Or you can take another bridge here. Choosing your back bend and lifting up. Press up a little higher. And then we come down nice and easy. And then you just shake it a little left and a little right. And then if you'd like, you can take your feet together, let the knees fall out to the side, Supta Baddha Konasana. If you'd like an inversion, you can go wherever you want to go, either taking a waterfall or a shoulder stand. Just take the legs up to the sky, let gravity do the work here. Feeling your breath slow down, feeling your heart rate slow down. Letting your muscles release. One more deep breath here in your inversion. And then we'll take the feet down to the mat. Take another sop in Supta Baddha Konasana if you want. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest and open up into your happy baby. So grab for the insides of your feet or the backs of your thighs. And then from here, we're going to take this into a half happy baby straddle. So release the left leg. Let it go nice and straight on the mat. Still keeping the bend into your right leg. Grabbing on. And then we'll take this into a supine twist. So grab onto the outside of your right knee with your left hand and pull it over. Right shoulder's nice and heavy. Gaze is over to the right. One more breath. Then we'll meet in happy baby again. One breath here, and then release the right leg. Let it go long. Keep the bind in your left leg. Then once again, we'll take that supine twist. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Pull that knee over. Left shoulder's nice and heavy. Gaze over to the left. Take it back through center. Squeeze the knees into the chest. One more big squeeze. And then let everything go nice and long. Come into your final Savasana. Closing the eyes. Letting everything be nice and heavy. Nothing more to do here. And find your breath. From here, you can wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, take a long stretch up. You're waking up in the morning. Just any movements, wake yourself back up. Be gentle. And you can squeeze the knees into the chest and roll over onto the right side. Find a fetal position. One more resting posture here. And then when you're ready, we'll come up out of this. Be in a seat at the top of your mat. Crisscross applesauce. Hands come to heart center, keeping the eyes closed. You guys did such a great job today, as always. Never forget to be kind to one another. And always remember, your butt is absolutely perfect. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Namaste.